Now what you see in front of me is the Tata Curvv, but it's pretty much the production version of this coupe SUV. It's one of the more hotly anticipated launches of the coming year, and this is pretty much what it's going to look like. So let's quickly run you through how the outside looks. We can't yet see what it's like on the inside. So immediately you notice that the face is quite a bit more similar to what we've seen with the new Nexon and Harrier and Safari. So you get that full width lighting signature, but it's a bit more refined, the design now, I must say. Especially these etched motifs on the two-part grille, again, seems very similar to the Nexon. And in terms of width too, it's very similar to the Nexon. Also quite similar are these headlamp clusters. They're shared between this, the Nexon and the Harrier. But there are some notable differences. Excuse us for the noise, but you see that it has 360-degree cameras, but more importantly, there's now ADAS as well. Now before we go any further, this is the diesel version of the Curvv. It's going to get a diesel motor, aside from the EV that's going to come first, and then the petrol, the new turbo petrol 1.5 liter. So but anyway, this diesel is again very similar to what we had in the Nexon. Very similar specs, 115 PS and 260 Newton meter. Here it's paired with a 6-speed MT. Maybe there'll be an AMT. But yeah, you can see that the length is much longer than the Nexon. It's 4.3 meters long. Width, height similar, wheelbase also very similar. And even though it's a coupe, you get a pretty decent 422 liters of boot space. Now this is how the Curvv looks from the side, and this is where it really stands out. It's the first coupe SUV in its segment. And while you do notice that it shares quite a bit with the Nexon, a lot of the body panels seem similar, but yeah, this is the bit that really stands out. It's quite a convincing coupe look, and yeah, it's something that will catch your eye out on the road. Then of course you get another new touch, the first for a Tata, these flush door handles, both for the front and rear doors. And you also now get 18-inch wheels. They're of a different design. They're again quite striking, and they seem to go pretty decently with that heavy cladding. Now we also notice, we can't show you the interiors, but it's pretty clear that you get that new Tata twin-spoke steering wheel with the hidden logo, a similar touchscreen as in the Nexon, and even the interior seems, it's got that new Tata look with a lot of those different colors and textures. But here's another touch. As you can see, it has a panoramic sunroof. The rear has again some sort of maroonish, reddish upholstery, but again only two headrests. Now this is what the rear of the Curvv looks like. It's pretty striking, I must say. Again, that full width light design that we've seen in the other new Tata cars, but here it's got quite a bit of depth to it in the way that it protrudes out of the roof. And yeah, like I said, it's a pretty exaggerated coupe-ish profile with those spoilers too at the top. But yeah, you get this full width lighting, and I'm sure the indicators are integrated into it. You still get that old Tata logo. And yeah, this is where the rest of the lighting is. Again, it's quite similar to the Nexon and the Safari, with a lot of those gloss black elements to sort of reduce the mass of the car, so to speak. And yeah, as you can see, this color too, again, Tata does some pretty decent colors, and this is no different. This very shiny orange shade. Now, as for prices, of course, this should be priced around the Creta, more than the Nexon, so expected to be priced between rupees 10 to 20 lakh rupees, roughly, for all the versions. And it should launch by sometime later this year. The EV one will launch first. I'm guessing the petrol and the diesel one, this particular one, will follow later. So what do you think of the Curvv? Is it going to be as successful as the Nexon? Let us know in the comments.